So here, as you can see, as we spoke about the callaloo, all right, this is the callaloo, and what you're actually looking at is the sprinkler system now doing what it's supposed to do. Pretty hot outside today, Sunday. So I got here, I was spending some time on my tomatoes over there, getting rid of what seem to be diseased leaves. Hopefully we can control it by removing them. They usually attack whatever the disease is. It's little black spots, generally on the lower end of the plant and on the lower leaves. So when I was growing up, I used to see my granddad removing them before spraying with a solution called diphane. I hope I got it correct. Hope I get the pronunciation right, correct. We call it diphane, a yellow powder mixed in water, and then he would put a little bit of a liquid, a poisonous liquid that is a pesticide called malathion in the mixture, and we would use a spray pump to spray the tomatoes. So I have not used any kind of chemicals on these plants other than a little bit of fertilizer on the tomatoes. I haven't used any chemicals at all on the tomatoes or on the callaloo or any other plants. No chemicals, so no kind of pesticides, because I'm trying to maintain a garden that is organic, at least to the extent that that is doable. It's not always doable with the different pesticide, the different pests and the different attacks that come from viruses and such. So yeah. Just like I started watering for a little bit of time, maybe about 8 minutes before I started recording, and it's remarkable the difference in the looks of the plants. I should have done it before and after. Like, the plants are just refreshed. And in an earlier video, I said that I told you that this particular plant, and we call it callaloo. I don't remember the botanical name for it. In some parts of the world where it's consumed, it's a different variety of things that goes into a dish called callaloo. But for us Jamaicans who are of Jamaican ancestry, this is actually the plant. The plant is callaloo. It's not a dish. Callaloo, we make callaloo dish, but it's not. There's no other nothing, no other vegetable or anything that else goes into it other than codfish, saltfish. That's a Jamaican staple, as I said earlier in a different video, in an earlier video. That's a staple for us Jamaicans. We love it. And if you go to anywhere in the United States that you are, that you go to consume, and there's Jamaican restaurant, you can literally get this vegetable mostly for breakfast. It's usually served with your choice of boiled green bananas and yams, not the yams that you buy in the United. You call the thing that they call yams, which is actually sweet potato. We call that sweet potato, not that. Like Jamaican tubers, yams. You could get that, and with dumplings made from flour, just rolled up dough, boiled, or fried dumplings, or if you choose bread, you can have bread with it. It's a very delicious entree. So those of you within the sound of my voice should try excuse me should try that if you do go into a Jamaican restaurant, and you may actually love it, and may want to do what I'm doing here to plant some on your own. Very delicious, and you can actually look up the nutritional value of this plant. You'll find that it has nutritional value, high nutritional value, and very beneficial to a healthy lifestyle. So there you have it. I'm gonna do another follow-up video to this that's not gonna be centered on the callaloo. So I'm gonna let this process play out, this watering process play out. I just wanted to show you what it looks like as it progresses. So I'm gonna just go around this perimeter right here for a second, if I can avoid the water. And remember telling you that there was this particular area around here where the plants had just shown a greater luster and zest for being in existence and being alive. So actually I want to pull out a little bit from it. So here, this is how beautiful these plants are now. So these plants were planted 2 weeks ago, and I'm gonna take credit for I'm gonna take credit for them looking like this, because I've tended to them like they're my little children, and they have not disappointed. Particularly these down here that I've been, and I pointed out that these are just exceeded all expectations that I had, so to speak, because of here, as I said, was these two rows right here, this one and this one, top and middle, were planted before, and the ones on the bottom that I pointed to down there, that I moved over to show you, were actually planted a few days later, but they have just shown this great like they're just happy to be here. They just blasted out of the soil. So yeah, I'm really proud of this. So but what I wanted to say here is, so if I was hungry and needed to eat, excuse me excuse me, if I was hungry and needed to eat, I could literally harvest a bundle of callaloo here. I could cut from branches from these plants and make a delicious meal. Just 3 weeks later. It is remarkable, and I'm gonna say it. Some people might not like to hear, but it's just remarkable how much grace and provision God has given us. And yeah, you have to literally put your hands to the wheel if you want to reap some of that provision. You have to put your shoulders to the wheel. But let me tell you, He's not going to let you toil without giving you a harvest. So yeah, if you want to really eat healthy, and you have a little bit of space in your backyard, side yard, front yard, just like you plant flowers, and you want to eat healthier. Now, for the most part, depending on where you are, if you're not in a food desert, if you're not in one of those deserts where in certain cities where, because I've heard people, particularly African Americans, complain about not being able to have fresh vegetables. Well, I live in the Hudson Valley. I'm blessed to live in the Hudson Valley, and so of New York, and so I'm very thankful to God for the provision that He has given me, allowed me to be able to have a home here, and with enough land. Thank God for that, to be able to do what I absolutely love to do in my spare time. to be able to plan something. And I would encourage folks to, if you have a little time, and if you own a home, or even if you're renting someone's property, and you could ask them if you could do a little farming in the backyard, they probably will tell you yes, unless the person is not a very nice person. And you could eat healthier if you own a home in wherever that is characterized as a food desert. This is something that you could do, And even if you look at what I've done here and you take just one small row, you don't have to plant a whole lot like I've done here, if you could characterize this as a whole lot. But I'm saying you could produce some vegetables, healthy vegetables for your kitchen table, and sometimes eat less of the processed foods and the stuff that you buy from these fast food places that are killing us with diabetes and high blood pressure and kidney disease and all kinds of other ailments. We have to find a way to do better. Um, the big mega corporations are not going to like this particular video because it's not talking about consuming a whole lot of meat and all that stuff, the processed stuff that they sell to us in the bodegas and such the likes, and even in the supermarkets, and even some of the stuff that we purchase in the supermarkets, because we have to, even with the vegetables, with the loads of pesticides and the like. And I am not against the pesticides, let me be clear, because I was schooled a little bit in agriculture and during high school a long time ago. But I'm not gonna stand here and speak negatively about the pesticides, because it's very difficult to avoid pesticides when you're mass producing food with the amount of blights and funguses and pests uh, that that farmers have to contend with, and the world depends on those farmers for food. So it's very difficult, it's almost impossible not to use fertilizer and chemicals and pesticides and to deal with all the things that comes at you when you plant crops. So that's not the argument I'm making. I'm saying we could supplement some of what we purchase in the supermarkets with some of what we grow, which is a little bit healthier. So if we like vegetables and we understand the value of vegetables to our daily nutritional diet. So, all right. Well, I've gone way over the time that I intended for this short video. I wanted to do at least no more than 5 minutes, and now I'm up to 13 minutes. So I'll catch you in the next video. Thank you for taking the time to watch.